Hi, greetings. This is Subramanian, author of the book Anybody Can Sell and Sales for Startup. We are in my video series of my first book, Anybody Can Sell, and today we are in the chapter 15 of my book, which is Follow Up. I am going to give you 4 golden rules of follow up today. If you like my video, please share it with your friends and subscribe to my YouTube channel. Don't forget to press the bell button. If you want to attend my annual sales excellence program, please visit subu.co. 4 golden rules of follow up. Rule number 1: you can say one time no to 100 people, but not 100 times no to one person. Okay, friends, let me repeat slowly. You can say one time no to 100 different people, but not 100 times no to one person. This particular psychology, this particular human psychology works very well for follow up. You have to understand this. It's very, very tough to say no continuously to a same person. Imagine you are a small company and you buy drinking water. Okay, the person is giving you can of drinking water every week. One fine day, one new vendor comes to your office and says, "Sir, I've just started my business here and I'm very near to your office, just 2 buildings from your office. Can I come and give water to you?" You're saying, "No, I already have one can. I think this is good enough for me." You're saying no. But imagine this person coming to your office every day at 9:30 a.m. He understands that you comes to your office at 9:30 a.m. He comes 5 minutes before that and saying good morning to you and asking for one chance. "Sir, please give me a chance." First day you will say no, second day you will say no. Imagine he is coming continuously for 25 days. You know what will happen? You will say, "Okay, let me have one more can of water. Anyway, I'm growing. My people need more water. Rather than buying the same water, let me give a chance to this new guy." You will convince your mind and you will give an opportunity to him. Some people will do this on the 5th day, some people will do it on the 20th day, some people will do it on the 15th day. You know what? But the real reason is it's very tough for you to say no to somebody who is asking you with humility, with humbleness, all doing all the right things. It's very, very tough to say no. So this is how the human mind is wired, my friends. So as a salesperson, as an entrepreneur, as a founder, we should leverage this. For some of your prospective customer whom you want as your customer, not everybody, we have to follow up again and again and again. But how to do follow up, how not to irritate them and to do follow up, you can attend my annual sales excellence program and understand in detail. But remember this tip that you can say one time no to 100%, but not 100 times no to a single person. Leverage this particular law. Okay. Golden rule number 2 is human beings cannot take something free continuously. Imagine there is a new samosa shop started near your house. Samosa is a type of Indian dish, okay, very tasty. So this new shop person, first day when you are passing in the road, because you know that you are living in the nearby apartment, he's telling, "Sir, can you please, madam, can you please take this samosa and taste? We just started the shop." So first day you tasted and you felt happy about it. Second day is giving you free samosa. Third day is giving you free samosa. Fourth day is giving you free samosa. Fifth day when he offers a free samosa, what will run in your mind? When I asked this question to many people, people told, "No, Subbu, even third day I can't take it free. I will pay for it." Somebody told fourth day I'll pay for it. Fifth day I'll say I will not take it, but if he insists, but I will pay for it. You know why? Because human beings cannot take something free continuously. Okay, it reduces your self-esteem. You will feel bad about it, right? Salespeople and entrepreneurs like us, we should leverage this. For a prospective customer, give something free continuously. I'm not saying bribe them. In other words, if you have to talk to a right management, add value to them continuously. not to your existing customer, to your prospective customer. Existing customer, anyway, we have to add value, right? That can be in a smaller way, a smaller knowledge sharing session, or a smaller free trial, but continuously. It's not daily, maybe week on week or once in 2 weeks, but continuously we're giving something to them which is adding value to them. Not nothing about you, it's about them. We're adding value to them. Think about this, my friends. Think about deeply. If you want a deeper interaction, you can always have a one-to-one consulting session with me, a paid session with me, so understand this deeply. But if you continuously add value to your prospective customer, you know what will run in her mind or his mind? Even before becoming my vendor partner, if he's adding value like this, how he will add value when you become my vendor partner. Okay. So it's an amazing way to follow up is adding value. But how to add value even before your customer, it needs a lot of deeper thinking and brainstorming and doing a lot of homework. Okay. But the rule number 2 is human beings cannot take something free continuously. So golden rule number 3 is being in customer mind is more important than being in customer's mail. I repeat, being in customer's mind is more important than being in customer's mail. So I do a lot of sales advisory sessions to few startups on a monthly basis. When I ask the team, how was your follow-up? They say, sir, we have already sent you a follow-up mail. When I asked them what is the mail, when I saw the mail, it is a simple mail saying that as we discussed last week, I'm expecting your reply for my proposal. Friends, nobody is going to reply to this mail. This is not a follow-up mail at all. And whom we are sending this mail? We are sending this mail to a reasonably big company's CTO or the CEO or the COO who is getting easily 300 plus mails every day. This mail is not even going to get his attention. One of my friend who is working as a sales manager in a reputed IT company, he shared me with this. He was having a good opportunity and he want his vice president of a ERP division to come to Bangalore to give a demo to his customer, and he also want the EVP of the product engineering service division to come because it's a big deal for him. If they come and pitch, it will be a great value add. So he wrote a mail and nobody responded. And next day he changed the subject of the mail. We are losing $2.5 million in 3 days. That's subject line. We are losing $3.5 million in 3 days. And he wrote in the mail that he wants all these people to come to Bangalore within 2 days so that we can position ourselves better for this opportunity. You know what? Within 10 minutes, his EVP called him. Within 20 minutes, his vice president called him, and all of them are in Bangalore the next day, and they had a meeting and it went very well. The same message he conveyed the previous day in a mail in an elaborate manner, nobody replied to him. Friends, we should think about the other person who is reading the mail. The other person is having a lot of thoughts going on in his mind. He is not waiting for a mail. Oh, a mail is going to come, I have to read that. No. In his day-to-day schedule, lot of thoughts will be coming in his mind. There are 60,000 thoughts comes to a human being's mind every single day. That's what researchers say, 60,000 thoughts. So when you send a mail, your subject line should first stop all those thoughts and bring his or attention to your mail. So you have to get the attention of the mind of the customer, not his mailbox. It's not a to-do list tick mark, I've sent a follow-up mail. No. How are you writing a mail? How are you putting your subject line? All these things are very important. Okay, so the golden rule is being in customer mind is more important than being in customer's mail. And the last rule, golden rule number 4 is it's all about them. When you say them, it's about your prospective customer. So when you follow up, it's not about you, what you did. I have sent a proposal, waiting for. No. Every communication should be tweaked from the perspective of the customer. Sir, you have told we have to start our implementation January 1st. It's already December 15. Can I block my resource accordingly? So we're asking, are you winning the deal? But you're asking from the perspective of the customer's implementation, right? So every communication should be from the customer's perspective. Is benefit statement, how it will be useful for them. When you talk that language, you are getting connected to the customer. It's not from your perspective. At the end of the day, you are only going to benefit, but your communication should be from the customer's perspective. So when you follow up, when you send a WhatsApp message or a mail, or anything you do, the communication should be from the customer's perspective. It's all about them. Is the more powerful golden rule number 4. So these are the 4 rules of follow up. But of course, there are so much to discuss about follow up. During my session, I will spend close to 2 hours only on follow up. And even if a customer says you don't follow up, how to handle that and why you should follow up. So a lot of things we can discuss. You can register for annual sales excellence program at www.subu.co. So if you like the video, please share it with your friends and subscribe to my YouTube channel. You can also buy my book, Anybody Can Sell, and look for more details in the book. Thank you so much for watching this video. Soon we'll come back to you on chapter number 16. Bye bye.